Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian Fishing Podcast, episode 67. I'm joined here by Diz. Diz, welcome.
Thanks, Rhodey. Good to be here. We've got a big episode lined up for episode 67, and I can't help but feel like we're nudging our way towards the midpoint between half a ton and a ton.
Dizzy, are we going to spend the next 33 episodes talking about the road to 100?
It's a big deal, mate. We're going to have to plan something big for the 100th. But we've got a great guest this week, Rhodey, Tom from Go Get 'Em Fishing Charters. We'll have a chat with him later on.
Yes, we will, Diz, and we've got heaps of news. It has been a little bit of a longer stint between podcasts, but we did do the boat show specials, which I hope you've all had a listen to. And also I had a little chat with Andrew Harris from Wreckfish about the snapper.
Yes.
So there has been two little snippets of... we'll call them half podcasts, we did.
Yeah, I think they are half podcasts, but it was great to get down to the boat show, and we'll sort of talk a bit about the boat show as we get into our next segment, which is, of course, oranges and lemons, Rhodey, and I might even fire us away with my orange, which was the boat show, because it was a great weekend. We had half an hour on the stage every day of the boat show, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and I thought it was great fun being there.
It was, Diz. It was really good to get to meet some listeners, meet other people in the fishing industry. Well done to Tracy Tito and her Just a Girl team for organising the event.
Yep.
And thanks a lot to all our guests, Diz.
Yeah, the guests were excellent. It was great to have, Dan, of course, a regular guest, or has been a regular guest and friend of the show. Great to have a chat with him. He had a ripping stall down there at the boat show with heaps of amazing specials. We got on with the Ocean Warrior Lobster crew.
Yeah, Dean Gerloff came on. That was day one, the two of them.
Yeah, it was good to have a chat with Dean, somebody who we haven't really had that kind of person or fisherman, at least on a podcast before, so it was good to have a yarn with him.
No, and he hooked you up with the lobster for Sunday night dinner.
Yeah, we had lobster. It was delicious, mate. It was excellent. It's probably, look, I've had crays when you've caught them, and they're excellent, I reckon, barbecued.
Yep.
They're different when you boil them.
Yeah, they are.
They're good. They're sort of equally as good, but it is amazing how different they are.
Yeah, it is.
And then, of course, on the final day, Rhodey, we had...
Well, you're missing day two, Diz. We had Ned McHenry day two.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't go in order there, did I? Yeah, Ned McHenry, was great to have a yarn with him. He was busy that day for sure, busy selling boats.
Yeah, North Bank,
Christie's Beach Marine crew. So that was good to have a chat with him. And then, of course, the final day was Caleb from Fishing in the Dark. And I'm sure everybody who was there or had to listen to that had a good yarn with him, and he's doing plenty of good work on his YouTube page.
And yeah, Diz, we've had him on before, but it was good to meet him in person. That was great.
Absolutely, Rhodey. What was your orange for the fortnight and a bit gone?
Yeah, I'm just going to crack my beer before we get too much further, Diz. But my highlight of the fortnight was getting up to Port Douglas again, Diz. It was great. We had a wedding up there this time. We had the, we played golf, had the wedding, bit of festivities around that, but did get out on a fishing charter and also did a bit of fishing off the rocks, Diz. But we'll touch on that in our fishing report, will we?
Yeah, I think that's probably worthwhile, but I'm just wondering how many times you have to go to Port Douglas to become a regular.
I don't know, but Lil sleeps heaps better there, so we might move there.
Yeah, we're moving the podcast up north.
Well, we can do it by correspondence.
Yeah, true. We are getting better at that. All right, well, let's move on to our lemons, and I'll kick us off, Rhodey. Sort of a bit bow show related as well. The Just a Girl crew had an amazing raffle going on, and I'm sure that anybody who follows them on the social saw the live draw the other day, which they did down at Pacific Marine, and they sold all their tickets. They were $20 a pop, and it was raising funds for them to be able to continue their fishing extravaganzas, help pay for fuel and those sorts of things, which Tracy was very passionate about. And I lost. I didn't win a single thing in that raffle, I think.
Well, I haven't actually caught up with this, but I didn't win either by the sounds.
Well, I certainly feel like I haven't been contacted.
Fuck.
If I have, shout out to Tito. Just let me know if I won the 3-litre bottle of Dead Arm.
We'd be happy with that, mate. We'd be happy with that.
We didn't win that. But that was a great prize. Rhodey, what was your lemon?
Well, we will talk about this charter later on, but my lemon was getting sharked all day. That's something we're not used to in the southern waters as much as those sort of tropical hot weather places. But Jesus, every time you caught a decent fish, sharked.
Wow.
We got a few in, but plenty of good fish were lost.
Yeah.
Obviously, the little ones, you can scull drag them up pretty quick, but anything with a bit of size that put up a fight, once you'd been in a spot for more than about 10 minutes, the sharks moved in.
Wow, there you go.
And that's something I've never really done, that sort of fishing. Nah. Well, I've fished up there before, but never had the sharks like that.
Well, even I suppose when you hear people get sharked a fair bit down at Victor, we haven't even had that.
No, we've never had a really bad day, have we?
Nah.
But yeah, and I know Andrew Harris, when we did catch up for that wreckfish chat, said that that's been happening to him quite a bit up north as well. So I know the charter operator was saying they're very well protected, the sharks and all that, and they're just getting out of control.
Yeah, right. Well, there you go. All right, Rhodey, let's move on as we sort of get through the show today. And before we get to the news, I think it's definitely worthwhile touching on, I guess, our bit of a merch update, which, of course, great friend of the show, and a huge amount of credit must go to Simon from Savage Tackle for housing our gear over the weekend.
What a man. What a salesman. He sold plenty. He looked after us. He promoted the podcast, caps, beanies all around the place.
Yes, he did. And he, like we said, he's a great supporter of the show, and we're an avid supporter of his too. He makes the best local made, basically everything lead from, anything you can dream of in the sinker department.
He had every size and combination of sizes and shapes you could think of.
He did. He's got some amazing bombers.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute, mate. Don't cut to the chase.
We are. We'll leave that for later on. But
Burley
he
pots.
also, the burley pots, the best burley pots in the business by far. So,
and one more thing, Diz, about Savage Tackle. I haven't actually let Simon know this, but he better start making those snapper release weights, because I can guarantee you when the snapper season opens, there's something specific about that in there.
Oh yeah, there will be. Well, there'll be a meter. I imagine if you're fishing in more than 5 meters of water or something, it'll be mandatory to release them. And it's great. It's great, really, from that perspective. So he should, definitely be ramping up production. You would have thought. Yeah,
but big shout out to Simon. So thanks a lot for your help at the boat show, mate.
Wonderful, Rhodey. Let's get into the news, and we've got a lot to catch up on because there's been a heck of a lot going on. But open us up, Rhodey, with the first news segment of the episode 67.
Diz, this one is about, obviously, the flavour of the month is the opening of the snapper, hopefully coming up. And this is the state's professional fishermen have asked the state government to delay the anticipated reopening of the snapper fishery in response to the position paper by Wreckfish. What do we think about that, Diz?
Controversial.
So they want the government to put a system in place to closely monitor the recreational catch of snapper, such as the compulsory recording and reporting of catches each trip that now occurs in the southeast snapper fishery. So they want that to be put in place prior to any opening.
Yeah, right. There you go.
So the Marine Fishers Association Independent Chair Patrick Conlon has said this is of vital importance to all stakeholders, commercial, recreational, charter and Indigenous fishers alike. While the MFA is keen to resume fishing, we believe that there are significant gaps in the data collection about this highly sought-after species. And he has said that the marine scale fishery would prefer to suffer the financial cost of a delay in the resumption of fishing than risk the future sustainability of the stock. So that is very interesting, Diz. So he's also said, Diz, that he wanted all waters currently closed for fishing, Gulf of St Vincent, Spencer Gulf and the West Coast waters to remain off limits until the gaps in the data collection are addressed.
Wow. It's interesting, isn't it? Because you wonder whether, clearly there's conflicting interests here, right? Recos want to catch enough for a feed and all that sort of stuff. Commercials now, you wonder whether a bit of this sort of infighting between commercials and recos is going to, delay anything.
You do, Diz, and it still seems to me like the closer we get to Christmas, the more there is to do in less time. And you also wonder whether, some of the things in the recreational statement from Recfish about, how they said about no commercial fishing on weekends, public holidays and school holidays, how much that pisses them off.
Oh, yeah, you'd think so.
If you're a pro fisherman and the weather's good, you probably don't care whether it's a school holiday or not.
Nah, well, I tend to agree with that because they're just getting out trying to make a living whenever they possibly can, and clearly in that sort of game where you are affected by weather, they're not going to be bothered by that. But
equally, they do have pretty good run of the water for 40 weeks of the year when it's not school holidays. So I can certainly see both sides of the discussion, and it's obviously we want as much as we can for rec fishing, but you can at the same time see their perspective.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it's a bit of a watch this space, and I'm sure that basically every episode between now and the end of the year, early into next, it's going to be nothing but snapper.
So basically this podcast's been going about 2 years and say 8 or 9 months. Snapper ban's 3 years. So basically we've talked about the snapper ban probably just about every episode since we started.
Pretty much.
And it's probably not finishing anytime soon.
No, that's right. It seems like a distant memory, though, to be talking about, oh, geez, won't it be great when we get to January 2023 to fish for a snapper again? Like, it feels like it's just heating up over the last sort of 3 or 4 months.
But it feels like a long time since we fished for them too. You remember those nights where you'd have a barbecue, get on the boat about 7:30, head out at night.
Absolutely.
Great fun.
Yeah, for sure. Righto, Rody. Quick one for the news segment this week. Shark attack on a surf lifesaver last weekend down at Seacliff.
Yep.
Not good news. Took the bottom of the ski out. Very sort of graphic images if anybody was following along to see basically the shark just smash the bottom of the ski, threw the lifesaver out of the ski and then jumped on, I suppose a mate's or somebody who was nearby.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nobody injured.
No.
But would have been a very frightening event nonetheless.
Yeah, and I was reading a bit of a quote from his old man saying how horrific it was, and they just saw the massive hole in this surf ski and they couldn't see their son, Nathaniel. And, their heart was racing until he jumped out of the inflatable rescue boat.
Yeah, absolutely, as you would.
But it's a huge hole in the boat, the ski.
It's enormous. It's quite amazing that he's sort of left that unscathed completely, but I guess it just goes to show that they're out there, they're out and about, and you just got to take precaution where you can.
They are, Diz, and nothing's changed. There's just more social media exposure as far as I can tell.
Yeah, well, that's right. Everyone's got a phone these days. Righto, Rody. Isn't this the talk of the town? The river estimates, the floods, it's happening everywhere. Bill Sando, mate of ours. We call him a mate of ours? Acquaintance?
Yeah, acquaintance. I was going to say associate, but...
Associate. Very good creative Instagram post of Bill's saying that he's hoping that the yabbies are holding on tight.
Yeah, there was a bit of flow up there in the Clare River too.
Fair bit of water going through the Wakefield.
So, but Diz, the Murray the estimate's been increased to 135 gigalitres, and I'm not sure, there was some talk that was going to go up again. So watch this space. I could have gone up again today. I half read something, but I don't know. They know exactly what the flow is going to be, but it's a hell of a lot. I know the Advertiser Adelaide Now website had those pictures, those maps showing how much of Renmark and Murray Bridge and all those places were going to be underwater.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be pretty full on, isn't it?
Well, I heard on the radio just the other day, I think that SA Power Networks was going to switch off the power to a number of different towns along the river just because of the risk. And
I know we were with some friends, Amy and Jacob, on the weekend, and they were saying they were heading up there during the week this week to go and empty out the downstairs of their shack. Take panels off the walls and empty out the kitchen, and sounded pretty empty the entire shed.
Yeah,
so they've got couple of weeks before the water starts to come up, and they've just got to empty out.
Far out, crazy times, and of course that's led to a few rescue missions for some natives.
Yeah, so Diz, the Victorian Fisheries Authority and the New South Wales DPI Fisheries have both been working very hard. Diz, this is talking about the freshwater crayfish, this one, and it said around 180 fish and crayfish have been moved. So that's sort of a joint venture that the two sort of most involved states have been doing, Diz, and they've been working on both the freshwater crayfish and the Murray cod. So I think they're moving around 180 fish have been moved to our new native fish hatchery at Arcadia, which I'm not exactly sure where that is. And it says a small number will be retained as broodstock for restocking affected waters, with the remainder to be returned to the waters when they were rescued from, as water quality improves. And that's just one Facebook post, Diz, and there's hundreds of them.
Yeah, that's right. There'd be a huge amount of work going into this from all of those flood-affected towns, and there's plenty of them.
Yeah, and this one here says 255 Murray crayfish rescued. You see the pictures of them crawling up the logs and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was near the water around Swan Hill and Echuca. New South Wales DPI Fisheries rescued these ones. And they're also, putting them in a tank, keeping them safe while the water clears up.
Yeah.
I know Ozfish has been involved, so shout out to them.
Yes. Yeah, Ozfish always doing a great work there.
And I suppose the sad thing about this is you see all these posts on Facebook and in the news about all the great things that these fishing enthusiasts are doing. There's still plenty of pictures floating around of dead fish.
Oh, yeah.
So the black water's getting plenty too.
The black water, yeah.
And you can just see you've seen the big cod sitting in the shallow water, just almost gulping air, it looks like.
Yeah.
They look in real trouble, a lot of them. So
yeah, you'd think this will just decimate stocks for
it will.
a long time to come, really.
Yeah, and I know that flooding is a part of what the Murray's been for hundreds of years.
And for a lot of species, it's a good,
in the long term, I think it can be a good thing to sort of
rejuvenate a lot of
start
things.
breeding, get the yabbies running, all those sort of things. But certainly there are not good things to see, are they, Diz?
No, some very troubling times for a lot of communities, and our thoughts are with them, of course, Rhodey. And we'll watch this space, I think it's fair to say, because this isn't going away next week.
No, this could be the Snapper story 2.0.
It could be.
I don't think it'll quite drag on that long, but...
No, let's hope not anyway. Righto, Rhodey, there's been some jetty closures around the state. Tumby Bay is, of course, one of them. What's happening down there?
So the jetty is now closed until further notice due to a concrete pylon that is no longer secure at its base. The council is waiting for an engineer to come and do an assessment and say what has to be done.
Yes, and that's not the only one, Rhodey. There's Drossen jetty partially closed from the 24th of October for about a week. Haven't been following that as closely as I probably should have. Is it open again, or we're not too sure?
Not sure, mate. I think Port Vincent was shut for a short period too.
Yes.
But again, that one says it's open on the 8th of November. So it's still got a little bit to go at Port Vincent for some repairs.
Yeah, so just a bit under a week to go there. So I suppose this is the right time of year to do that sort of thing, Rhodey, before the summer holidays kicks off.
Yes, good to get them done while the jetties are a little bit quieter at the moment, I suppose.
Make sure they're nice and safe for everybody travelling over the school holidays and all of that. What else have we got in the news segment this week, Rhodey?
Oh, it's been a lot of news here, Diz. We'll keep moving through it.
Hasn't it?
$8 million has been granted from the federal government to go to a research institute focusing on the health of the Murray Mouth, Lower Lakes and Coorong, thanks to the advocacy of the federal member for Mayo, Rebecca Sharkey.
How good's that?
So it's called the new Coorong Lower Lakes and Murray Mouth Research Hub, and it will be overseen by the Goethe Institute, and its central office is expected to operate out of Goolwa.
How good. Yeah, plenty of work. Good to basically be gathering some research, I suppose. I mean, there's been a number of issues in that area that we've touched on from time to time across the podcast, so I'm sure that gathering some information and research there will help improve that part of the lovely state we live in.
Yeah, and it says here, this is on Rebecca Sharkey's website, climate change has put additional pressure on the river system. Things like these flooding is not going to help. No. And, she's gone on to speak about how they're going to work closely with First Nations, the community, governments and researchers to identify, create, integrate and adopt critical knowledge for the future management of the region.
Yes. Good stuff, Rhodey. We'll watch this space on that one as well. Lee Van Soest now has been very active on Facebook and the socials, as she usually is. Great friend of the show, and she does a spectacular job for all things grassroots fishing. We absolutely love what she's been up to. She's been through a fair bit, Rhodey. Anybody who follows her along on the socials, she's had a bit of a rough time with some injuries and that sort of thing, but what's been an absolute inspiration to a lot of people, I'm sure, is just how much she's continued to push through that and still make sure that things are absolutely flying for the reeling in junior anglers bit that she does. And what has been spectacular to watch has been the boat.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Diz? Pretty
yes.
impressive.
The boat simulator, there's been a lot of work going into it. They've been stripping it back. They've got a game chair in there. They've got it on a trailer so they can tow it to different events.
Yeah, they've got new wheels on the trailer. They've fixed the trailer. I think the last thing I saw they were waiting on was get the wrap on it.
Yeah, they were going to do a wrap. So
they've
I think they were
resurfaced
stripping
it
it back
all.
a
They've
bit.
done a heap of work.
Yeah, it'll be excellent. And I mean, what a great effort just to pull all of those people together. She's always great at shouting out those who help her get to where she's got. But, she's definitely the ringleader in that regard at coordinating everything.
And it's pretty amazing, Diz. You think about, kids getting into fishing, but a lot of those kids won't have access to a boat.
No, that's right. And what an experience for them.
So this is being launched at the Udunda show on Sunday the 13th of November. Confirmation that Jared at Signs SA will have the wrap done by then.
How good. 13th of November, just around the corner, Rhodey. So it'll be great to follow that along and see what they're up to.
And we'll make sure we get a video or a photo or something from the day of how it all looks. But certainly from what we've seen it so far, it looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhodey, what else is happening?
Little quick one. Vehicles on Goolwa Beach. This is David Basham, former friend of the show, who's not as involved in the fishing sector anymore, has talked about that they need to put some signage up saying that the speed limit on Goolwa Beach should be 40 kilometres an hour. And I think that's going to happen, Diz.
Mate, I can tell you from experience, people don't stick to 40 kilometres an hour on that beach.
No, well, theoretically, the report highlighted that beaches with no marked speed limit in unbuilt-up areas, the speed limit default is 100 kilometres an hour.
Yes. Well, there would be some people that would give that a nudge. I'm certainly not suggesting everybody's flying up and down Goolwa Beach at 100 clicks an hour, but there are plenty of people going more than 40. And to be honest, when we've been down there in the summer holidays with how busy it is, 40 kilometres is a safe speed limit because there are kids coming out from behind tents and down on the beach playing beach cricket or helping their family gather a freezer load of cockles or whatever it might be. Some restrictions in place there. I'm certainly not opposed.
Yeah, so the Alexandrina Council is going to put 40 kilometre an hour signs up after approaching the state government, and that's going to be all the way along the beach. I think there's currently some signs at the very start of the beach.
Yeah.
Maybe that entry onto the beach, I'm not sure.
I think there's some sort of, like this is the speed limit for the beach sort of thing.
And it's just really that entrance and that's it. So anyway, that'll make it safer for all. And the other thing on that, Diz, is it's going to be very interesting what happens with the cockle season with so much fresh water likely to be flowing.
Yes, good point. Yeah, interesting.
So we'll see what happens and we'll
do you wonder whether because they often have trouble with like E. coli detection in those cockles, which sort of closes it down for periods of time. I wonder whether E. coli develops faster when there's more fresh water or less.
I'm going to guess it's worse in fresh water, but
me too.
I'm just putting two and two together because, salt water makes your cuts get better and stuff. So,
oh, look at that. # science for you on the podcast. Salt water makes your cuts better. Never thought I'd hear that.
I think it kills the bacteria off in your cuts.
Yeah, let's move on from that.
Can we get your old man on the phone? He'll agree with me on this.
Definitely. He pours methyl on his cuts. What a pelican. Rightio, Rhodey, let's go to the Swan Reach Hotel now. We've got the 2022-2023 longest yabby competition at the Swan Reach Hotel, as I mentioned. And there's going to be lots of people down there, right? There will be people who are just absolutely licking their lips at the thought of them just filling up their opera houses full of yabbies.
It's going to be a hot season for yabbies,
Oh,
Diz.
yes, it is.
As we know, the flood brings them on, so there'll be plenty around once the water, I think, settles, and I reckon into next year could be hot right on the yabbies.
Yep.
So probably good timing that the Swan Reach Hotel has put this competition on.
Yep.
They're putting on a monthly prize $50 voucher, and the overall winner of the longest yabby gets a $300 voucher at the Swan Reach Hotel.
Watch this space, though. We're going to have to follow this story along too, because that's not drawn until the 22nd of April, 2023.
Well, Diz, we're going to have to do a couple of river trips and put our hat in the ring.
Yes, I think we will. And, probably just spare a thought for all of those who can't enjoy the delicious treats of the Murray in the Abbeys.
Oh, that's right. You're allergic, aren't you?
Yes, I can't. So happy to help catch them, sure, but can't enjoy the fruits of your labour, I suppose.
One of the best beer drinking sports out.
Yeah,
middies, of course.
Middies, absolutely. Rhodey, that's been a jam-packed news segment, and as we alluded to at the start of the show, we've got a fantastic guest, Tom from Go Get 'Em Charters. Let's get him on the line. All right, Rhodey, we're very lucky to be joined tonight here by Tom from one of South Australia's absolute premier fishing charters. We know everybody has a great day out on the water with them. Go Get 'Em Charters. Tom, it's fantastic to have you on the show. How are you going?
Not too bad, thank you. And how are you?
We're good, Tom. Thanks for coming on, mate. We're going to get straight into it because we've got lots to chat about. We're going to ask you our 5 questions, starting off with tell us about your best fish.
Well, my best fish so far has been southern bluefin tuna off of Port Macdonald, which it took us about 2.5 hours to bring in. Weighed out 135 kilos.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was a battle.
That is an absolute monster.
Yeah. So we do promote charters on that down at Port Mac as well. So, yeah, that's as far as I can go with that one. But the website's got pretty much everything on it about it.
Well, you're doing better than us because we got a donut when we went down there, mate. So good on you.
Oh, you got to come with me then, hey?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, Tom, tell us your favourite thing about fishing.
Favourite thing about fishing. So currently, I mean, it's customer based. You know, I just love being surrounded by customers, new people. And it actually makes the whole trip, makes my day and puts big smiles on their faces. And that's what I want to see.
Yeah, we love it when charter operators say that sort of thing, mate. Keep the customers happy.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes, you can't please everyone at the end of the day, but you can only do your best. And that's pretty much it. We're not, I'm not God at the end of the day. And you know, like you just try and perform and do what you have to do.
Yeah, you can only do what you can control. So that's it.
Absolutely.
All right, tell us your first fishing memory or what got you into it.
All right, so first fishing memory was down at with my parents. We went down for a day down at Second Valley. I was at the age of 4 years old, and Dad bought me a little rod from Kmart back in the day. I don't know if I still got it. I reckon I have, but
Yes.
And there was this old chap that was on the jetty, and he was just fishing away, but didn't catch nothing, and been there for about an hour. So my uncle was there with us as well, and he set us up. As soon as I put the rod into the water, not even 5 minutes, and we'll come back with this particular fish. don't even know what it was. And this old gentleman said to me, he goes, "You've just got a 55 centimetre flathead."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I was over the moon. Like 4 years old, obviously, that you wouldn't know, but yeah. So that was my probably best experience anyway. That's what's got me into it.
How good, yeah. Nothing like a big flatty like that. Probably one of the better table eating fish too to get you kick your journey off, I suppose.
Absolutely, by far. So yeah,
fantastic, Tom. Yeah. And Tom, tell us, what's your favourite sort of fishing and why? Is it getting out wide for the southern bluefin run, or what is it?
Yeah, look, when I first started with the tuna, taking customers out, and we're probably going back about 9-10 years ago now, and that was pretty much like, you know, first sort of protocol, going out a little bit wider, different area, and that was a bit of a challenge. You know, we were stuck here down at West Beach, so I was doing a lot down at the Gulf and all that sort of stuff, which I know at the back of my palm. but it gets a little bit monotonous, because it's all you can do with is basically your snapper and your whiting, and then your other smaller crabs and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I needed something else to come in a bit more inviting. How's that sound?
Yeah.
So we decided to do Victor Harbour trips, and obviously with a tuna as well, and got a couple of mates together that we fish with, and had it out, caught quite a few, and that's where it started with our promotion. I'm like, wow, this was just so unbelievable. Like, it's so different environment, and the scenery was just amazing. It's a different ball game, but that's my sort of gig now, what I deal with.
Yes, it's a beautiful part of the world, some great coastline, and it's really good fishing, but we'll touch on that in a minute, Tom. Before that, last of our questions, we want a funny fishing story, or tell us about the one that got away.
The one that got away, hey? I haven't had any that's got away from me.
How's that for a promotion of the business? Far out. Impressive.
I don't have that many that get away from me. The only times that they do get away is either your snap lines or something of that sort. But the majority of time with care, I try and manage all my fish to come in. But I personally, I haven't had one that's broken off me that I can recall at the moment. Funniest thing, customers are some, you get some real crackers on there, which are really, really good, but you've got to nurture them through, because, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And you just got to persist, but, you have good laughs on it. Some people, you just can't stop laughing and you just make your day out of it. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing like a good larrikin, I suppose, on a charter day out to get everybody up and about, I guess.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Tom, for answering those 5 questions. As we mentioned to kick off the show, your business is Go Get 'em Charters. Tell us a bit more about it, when it started, how long you've been at it, that type of thing.
Okay, so Go Get 'em Fishing Charters, my wife and I had started it with, we're going back with the day, and my brother and my sister-in-law as well. So, but then a few years later, we separated. My brother got his own boat, and pretty much my wife and I has just gone, head over heel over it. So we've persisted through. It's been 17 years currently at the moment that we've been going.
Wow.
With a lot of effort and a lot of time, background timing as well, that people just, you don't see. It's all marketing and all that sort of stuff. So, it's not an easy gig. You've got to keep at it like any business is, and promote as much as you can. The website is probably a key thing, which is ideal. If you've got the right sort of people to do it and help you with it, you've got the right sort of marketing for it. So that's been pretty well good. As far as the charter sort of side of it, we got various trips that we've got on there for each and every person that would like to do whatever type of species. So it's just a matter of finding out what they want to do to put them onto the right sort of track on the charter.
So, Tom, you target all different species. You do the tuna in summer, then you do your whiting and hopefully your snapper when it opens up.
Yeah, we do all of that right throughout the whole year anyway, apart from your tuna. I mean, summertime is your tuna season, but we also do all your bottom as well. So your nanagai, your snapper and whiting and so forth, in combination. So I'm pretty much back and forth between Victor Harbour and Adelaide. So there's a bit of travelling involved. Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, and that's, I suppose, just capturing, more customers and getting more people on fish, I suppose, Tom.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, you got to do the yards at the end of the day. I've got, all of my mates that are saying to me, Tommy, we don't even know how you do it. You're down Victor for 2 weeks, and then you're back here, and then that night there you're leaving back to go to Victor, and for another 2 weeks then, and so forth, and it's just back and forth. You know, they're like, "What are you on?" I'm like, look, you know, to be honest, I mean, you do it for your own business. I mean, it's all money at the end of the day, and that's what we're working for.
Yeah.
But you know, it's also you've got to please your customers at the end of the day. The pleasure comes later.
Yeah, that's it. Fantastic, mate. And you'll be sort of starting to gear up, ready for the tuna season. I'm not asking you to give us any tips when the first one bites, but it can't be too far away now.
Yeah, I don't think so. They're not too far, I dare say. I mean, I did hear that there are some small rats in the passage, but and I think they're probably more residential. They're always there. It's just a lot of people just don't target them and so forth. But, you know, water temperature's a bit cold as well.
Yeah.
It started to go up, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So I was keeping tabs with the other charters that were down at the Cape, and I was down at Victor, and it was already like a 1.5 degree difference between both areas. So something will be happening. I don't know when, but yeah, you just you got to keep an eye on my posts. That's all.
We'll be the first to know.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this weather turns around. We've got some warmer weather coming, so hopefully that fires them up.
Yeah. Hopefully it does. So, you know, the weather at the moment has just been shocking. It's pretty average sort of year this year at the moment.
Yeah.
But all I can say is that I hope we can have a great next year and kick it off with a bang, I suppose.
Yeah, we can agree with that on the weather side of things for sure. Now, tell us, Tom, is it getting harder for you to target tuna with so many boats? Just seems like every year there's more and more boats out there. Do you find that a challenge, or you just get out of the way of them all, or what do you do?
No, I try and get out of the way from everyone. I'm one of these sorts of guys that I don't like to have too many people around me, if any. You know, if it's just us charters, we know how we all operate. You know, we can stay within our sort of range and works quite well. Once you start getting novice come in, they'll start cutting you off and this and that. It's just like, this is impossible. So, you know, the further out of the way I go, the better it is.
Yeah. And Tom, have you found that people are generally respectful of that, or you sort of just find that it's just easier just to steer clear of everyone and not even bother with their rubbish?
Yeah, look, I tend to, me personally, I tend to just worry about what I have to do. I focus on what I have to do for the day.
Yeah.
So if I decide to go out, you know, a little bit wider than everyone, and I want to be hassle-free. I want these customers to have a great time. That's my motto.
And you know, Tom, are you fishing the tuna comp again this year? I know you've had some success with a friend of the show, Stu Ferenczi, in the past.
Yeah. This year, I don't think that we'll be doing it. So it'll be the second year that I won't be doing it, only due to family commitments that have arisen this last year, and so. It's another part that I really can't do this year again. But I don't know. It may change. That's all I can say.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's just a crazy time of year anyway, and I suppose with you just probably doing back-to-back days, you know, you need to make sure you get a bit of time for yourself and your family as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I like to get my family up there, you know, Victor, pretty much when I can, you know, spend a bit of time with them as well. And Stu, obviously, I mean, he's going to be coming in a new skipper for me.
Good.
So, you know, if I need to have a bit of a break, and he can manage it. I've got other deckhands that can go with him for sure. So, yeah. So it'll be a bit of a different sort of year for me this year, I think.
Oh, well, that's good, mate. Hopefully you might be able to start winding back a bit. Is that what it sort of sounds like, or...?
Well, not really wind back, but just, you know, fatigue at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I'll still be there, but, yeah, just the boys can handle it. I've got trust in them, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
They have to be loyal to the company. That's it. End of story.
Absolutely. Absolutely, mate. Now, look, we've been really wanting to pick your brains on the best tuna lure or any tips for the recos or a bit, not as experienced campaigners as maybe yourself. You got any of your best tips?
Well, all I can say is, there's nothing to hide. I shop down at Ray and Ann's with Bruce. That's where I get all my tackle from. So he supplies me with all the lures. I do have favourite ones, but mind you, they may not work on everyone, and I don't know why. But redbacks for me are number one. That's a pretty much go-to.
And do you run skirts as well, or do you do any pilchards?
Yeah, no, we do a fair bit of pilchards. So once we've got the school up, once that we've hooked up a few, there's always chuck out a couple of pilchards anyway, just to have a look. You might find a couple of sprouting around, but then you pop up the whole school, so you can just sit there all day and till your arms drop off, basically. Our customers will turn around and say, "Tommy, just bring us back, mate, because we're done." You know what I mean?
You've done your job when they say that anyway.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Like I've killed them at the end of the day, but that's
they can't lift their arm for a week.
Give them. For the skirts, I do run the skirts. Last couple of seasons, I didn't run any skirts. I only ran 4 hard bodies, and that's pretty much it. So, mind you, I've had 6 customers on board, so 4 is plenty. I did have a 5-way hookup quite a few years ago, and I was on my own at the time. I think there is a video on it.
Wow!
But we managed to get 4 out of 5. So that was a bit of an experience. I don't even know how that we got them all in, apart from the one, because I think he just let go of the line a little bit and hook came out. Yeah. That was interesting day, and we did have tangles with them too, mind you, at the same time. So yeah.
Yeah. Now, Tom, tell the listeners out there, we've seen on your Facebook page, and anyone that follows you either on socials or get onto the website, you've got a spectacular boat. Talk us through that. Very seaworthy, lovely looking vessel for all sorts of days out. Tell us about it.
So the boat is it's a 7.2 metre sailfish catamaran. It's built in New South Wales. So that's been from the start of when we opened up the business. So that's how long I've had it for. The platform on that one there basically is just absolutely amazing. And, it's not, it's wide enough to cater for 6 people, or up to 8, if I do carry a decky with me. So it gives me a bit of a break, but I've got toilet on board, all the facilities that you need anyway. GPSs, sounders, radar. So I've got all the everything what you need.
Yes, no, it looks like a great boat on all your social media, and we've seen it down the ramp, and it's a real beast, isn't it, Diz?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's done me wonders, that thing. It's been to places that people would not believe that I'd go to, and it's handled a lot of weather out there that I was a bit like, wow. But she just handled beautifully through it, cut through, no problem.
That's what you want in a boat you can trust.
Absolutely. But you know what? You never say trust, because the water is unpredictable, and you have to follow your gut sort of feeling and know what you're doing. That's where it is. So, and don't have fear in driving your boat.
Yes.
Because you've got to read the water. That's where the problem lies.
Good advice, Tom. Now, probably the big thing on everyone's mind in wreck fishing in SA is the snapper ban. Have you got any expectations on what you think might happen or what you think should happen?
Unfortunately, I don't, and I can't give you any insight information because we just don't have any. I mean, I've got feelings of it's a possibility it may open. I've got a feeling that it may not open, but I just don't know. I mean, all we're waiting on is the science from the government, and until that we've got that, I can't say anymore.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wait and watch at the moment, isn't it? Everybody's sort of sitting around with bated breath, and people are sort of, I think it might be this and think it might be that. But you're right, it's just sort of a matter of, right, let's just wait and see what gets announced. And I guess at the end of the day, all of us are hoping, and, plenty of businesses such as yourself have, been doing it tough for a number of different reasons. But to be able to open that fishery back up for something that's really iconic, I suppose, to our state will no doubt help if you can, be getting people getting their arms bent off with big reds.
Absolutely. Like at the end of the day, I mean, we've copped a double whammy basically because we got stuck with the closure of the snapper for 3.5 years. We go back 3.5 years now, and then that really cut us in pieces. It did, not just to me, that all of the charter association, and then to top it off, we had the COVID, so that killed a lot of it. And the expectations are basically like, it's a do or die sort of battle. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's certainly been a tough run for you all. We completely understand that and can see that it's been a bit of a challenge after challenge at the moment, but hopefully COVID's coming back to normality and end of the snapper bans in sight, so hopefully things are onward and upward from here.
Yeah. Well, that's all we can say, I mean, look, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I just don't know what light that they're going to pick.
That's exactly right.
That's face it, that's fact. I just don't know which one they're going to pick. I mean, there is light at the end of it, but we just have to see what they're sort of looking at and what they're going to do and how their science and just everything in place. So it's a wait.
Yes.
I don't think another month or two is going to hurt anyone anyway, because whether they're going to say yes or no, we just have to take it as it is.
Yeah, exactly right, Tom. We're all in the same boat, and we're all hoping for a good resolution and some answers. But yeah, it'll come in good time.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. You've been a great guest, and you run a great operation out there. So thanks for coming on and having a chat.
No worries. Thanks very much, guys, and appreciate it. Just to let you know as well that we've got a couple of spots available for this Friday to do a full day charter up at Victor. So if anyone that is probably interested or keen, you can either ring us or message us on Facebook. Lena will handle that sort of side of it. My wife will be.
Geez, how good. What an opportunity, Roadie Live, for the listeners to be able to get down there. Hopefully, if you have got a day off, Tom, because I know if I did, I'd be getting out there with you on Go Get 'em Charters, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Dizzy, great to hear from Tom. Thanks for organising that one.
Easy done, mate. I was chatting to Tom last year at probably the worst possible time I could have chatted to him. It was right in the middle of the tuna season. And so I said to, as he mentioned on the show, Lena does a lot of the Facebook and organises the days out and that sort of thing. I was chatting to her and she said, look, maybe try next year. Get on to Tom a bit before the tuna season. We'll have a yarn. So it was great to get that done, Rhodey.
Yeah, it is. It was a great chat. Learned a bit.
Yeah. Very experienced angler, clearly a very hard worker as well, going all across the state to run charters. And, as you mentioned, friend of the show, Stu. Great news there to hear that Stu's probably going to skip her a few trips.
Yeah, I think Stu might have hinted that in the past, but we've probably never had it 100% confirmed.
Yeah, no, good. And everyone has a great day out with them on Go Get 'em Charters. So if you're interested in a charter down that way, Get onto them.
And if Stu catches half as many fish on the charter boat as he does on his own boat, you're going to have a good day out.
You're laughing, absolutely.
He's a very good operator.
He absolutely is. Rhodey, speaking of tuna, there's been some barrels at Port Mac.
There has, Diz. Bodie got one?
Yes, great. 100 I'm not going to guess now, but it was a big fish solo mission.
Yes. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Oh, it's so impressive.
And I think I also saw Tyson, another friend of the show who's just taken over Want to Fish charters. I think he might be getting out there maybe this weekend, giving him a crack.
Very interesting.
So they do seem to have had another late run in the season. They were obviously hot at Port Mac early in the year. Then it seemed like Portland started to fire.
Yeah, and they said that, didn't they? They sort of said that to when we went down there, that there might have been another run.
Yeah, it seems late in the year. I'm no expert, but...
Does, yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Anyway, there's still a chance if you want to get your barrels at Port Mac.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhodey, Metro whiting. So we've talked about this a couple of episodes about there being a bit of a late run on those winter whiting that everybody craves. And Flacky, friend of the show, Flacky from Troll So Hard Lures, and his mate Steely have been cleaning up.
Yeah, they've done well, haven't they, Diz? They were saying they've barely missed out.
Last few trips, bag outs.
Yeah.
So they've obviously got some good spots and very experienced campaigners, those two. But good to hear that they're getting onto a good feed of King George in the Metro waters.
Yeah, Diz, that's probably something we've never had enough of a crack at, to be honest.
No, we've probably not had. I mean, we used to do it a bit in the old tinny, but that was sort of more like after work, spare of the moment sort of missions, not kind of had a proper crack at getting amongst them.
We've probably just never committed enough time to it, have we?
No, probably not, Rhodey. Speaking of Metro waters, and again, something that a lot of people target around this time of year and certainly moving into summer is the Blue Swimmers, Rhodey. They're starting to move in over at Yorks.
Yeah, well, there's certainly an R in this month and even the last couple of months, but they're getting thicker, I think, as Christmas rolls closer.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anybody who likes getting a good feed of Blue Swimmers, then if you haven't got yourself a pot, then go down and get some. If you have, maybe sort of blow the cobwebs off them, start getting your bait together, get amongst them.
Just another good cuisine that you're not allowed to eat.
Unbelievable that I can't get around them.
It's weird though, because one's saltwater, one's freshwater. You can eat lobster. You can't really make up your mind, can you?
Well, I can't. I mean, when I did get the testing done, it was interesting that those two species share a particular protein, though.
And you can eat prawns?
Can eat prawns.
So it's just yabbies and crabs?
They're basically the only two things that I can't eat.
Yeah.
And marron. But marron and yabbies are effectively the same thing.
Yeah. Nah, fair Diz. All right, anyway, let's keep moving, yes. Diz. Your mate got some mullet.
Yeah, work colleague had a weekend away at Marion Bay. Did very well in the bay.
Yep. Good size?
Yeah. Mixed bag. Probably disappointingly, they didn't tag us in any of their posts.
Yeah, I agreed on that.
So I gave them some feedback there and sort of said maybe next time have a think about it. But smoked them, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So, I think people sort of enjoy smoked mullet, maybe with a couple of cold ones.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that, Diz.
Now, it's not too early for craze.
No, the season's officially been open 3 days as we record.
And again,
well, that's for the northern. It's been open in the southeast for a while, but the rest of the state's just opened.
Yeah. So I haven't actually heard back on how they went, but they were making sure that they were drowning those pots ready to go day one.
Yep.
So be interesting for that, and I'm sure you'll be looking forward to getting down there and having a bit of a look around, Rhodey.
Yeah, well, Ella's boyfriend Jack and his family, they're heading out tomorrow diving.
Ooh, yes, they'll be frothing.
I was very tempted to throw a sickie, but I refrained.
What's Jack got the day off?
Yeah, I think Jack's taking the day off and they're going diving, so I almost joined them, but didn't quite. I'm also seeing here my mum has just sent me an Instagram story from Angus Momfries with a heap of crays down diving too. So
there you go.
There's a few getting into them early in the season, Diz, and they certainly need to be caught because they're good eating.
Oh, yeah, they are. Absolutely. Rhodey, what else? Port Douglas, give us a bit of a wrap-up of your trip.
Yeah, so we went out with Jake from Exceed Sports Fishing. As I said, sharks did a bit of damage to us, but we did get into some nice coral trout and nanagai. Would have been good to get some more, but wasn't to be, Diz, but still a really good day out and some good eating fish.
Yeah. Oh, you some of those like coral trout and those sort of things are some of the best.
They're bloody good. So we had a good feed of them on the last night up there. So that was good. Also spent a bit of time sitting out on the Rex Smeal Park, drowning a few baits and had a little bit of luck. Caught a few this time, Diz. Got a mackerel. Got a good run on a mackerel. But that busted me off, disappointingly.
Yes.
But caught a shark, a brim and something else.
Yeah, and you were sort of doing some interesting sort of dad work, weren't you, with Lil down at the rocks?
Yeah, Diz, I took a little bit of like a 10 centimetre piece of PVC pipe, strapped that onto the pram, and then used an Oki strap to tie the rod in. So you could have the rod, the baby, you'd stuck your tackle box in underneath the baby seat. Lou had a little snooze in the shade and I fished the day away.
I hope you had the drag loose. You wouldn't have wanted the pram to go flying.
Well, I took the rod out when I was fishing, mate. That was just for transport to and from. At one stage, I was running down the rocks chasing some bloody mackerel that took me bait that ended up busting me off. But I did look back when I was about 30 metres away down the rocks, chasing it around the corner, thinking, I hope someone's got an eye on that baby.
Hope you had the brakes on.
The brakes were on.
Yes.
Very responsible parenting. And I got in the good books by taking Bo and Travis's young fella, Archie, out for a bit of a fish. So
he loved it.
They were doing a wedding rehearsal or whatever they did. Yeah. So I took him out and that got me right in the good books.
And he loved it?
Yeah, no, we didn't catch one. He was a bit disappointed, but he had plenty of stories for me.
Beautiful. Righto, Rody, that was a good report from us, I thought, episode 67. Covered a lot of ground there.
We certainly did, Diz.
Let's get into our tackle item, Rody, before we wrap up today's episode. And this one is an absolute no-brainer for mine.
Yes, Diz. This one comes from a great friend of the show, as we've already mentioned, Simon from Savage Tackle. And we're here today to talk about his fish-shaped downrigger bombs. Diz?
Yeah, they're an impressive-looking downrigger bomb, and he had plenty on display at the boat show, and they would have attracted a lot of attention. They're very well crafted. They're a good take on a downrigger bomb because we like the idea of getting a bit creative and sparking a bit of interest, and they look very aerodynamic.
Yeah, they just look cool, don't they?
They do.
They're like cool. They look way cooler than just the circle-shaped ones.
Yeah, they sort of, I guess they resemble a bit like a torpedo.
Yeah,
like an old they
look like a vortex almost.
Yeah, a vortex.
But sort of like a fish. Like they're fish-shaped, obviously, but they do look like they'd fly through the water nicely.
Yeah, they do. And they're, as we said, very well crafted by a great friend of the show, Simon from Savage Tackle. And, I mean, as we touched on at the start of the show, he does a whole range of different sort of pieces of tackle and equipment, but lead's his go.
Yeah, and these were just the ones that when we looked at his stall, they caught your eye, didn't they? And they're big, 8 pound, 10 pound. There's a fair bit of lead in them.
Yes, there is.
But yeah, if you are targeting kings over at Port Augusta, or I reckon we'll take them over to KI in a few weeks and maybe have a crack over there. If you do want to target your kings or something that needs the bait to lure the bait, whatever it is, to keep a bit lower in the water, invest in a downrigger and hit up Savage Tackle. And look, if I was you, I'd be getting the cool looking fish ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if they catch more fish, mate, but they look cool.
Yeah, that's right. Well, mate, it's all the gear but no idea.
So anyway, hit up Simon if you want one, Savage Tackle on Facebook, or if you need sinkers or burley pots, or if you want to beat the rush and get it down release weight.
Oh, good call, Rody. Good call. Righto, Rody, that was a good episode today. We had a fair bit to get through and we sort of chipped our way at it today.
Heaps of news, a ripping guest, a bit of a wrap of the boat show. It has been all happening, Diz. We did touch on it. The episodes, the podcast from the boat show are up on our website as well. And so's the chat with Andrew Harris from Wreckfish. If you want to hear, we've talked today about what the commercial sector wants. If you want to hear straight from the horse's mouth what Wreckfish want, go back a couple of episodes and have a listen to our podcast with Andrew Harris.
Yep, get on it, Rody. That's a good wrap-up of today's episode. Great to catch up with you, mate. And, a couple of weeks, we'll do it all again. 68, coming in hot.
Cheers, guys.
Rody and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.